Okay.
Okay. We are recording.
Oh.
We're live.
Okay.
Hi.
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 Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
And welcome
To Cool Society. Wait, my microphone. Oh my god. We've been out of it for a couple weeks, so we actually don't remember what we're doing.
That's my big sister, Jamie.
And that's my little sister, Sarah. We're grateful to be recording on the unceded, stolen territories of the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations, and the Lekwungen and Wasanich peoples, whose historical relations with the land continue to this day. As uninvited guests, we are committed to disrupting racism and colonial violence within ourselves, our families, and our communities. By listening to this podcast, you've officially been inducted into the Cool Society.
Did it.
We did it.
What is this?
Oh, that?
Scribbles.
That I
Is that
actually
your
made.
emotions?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
So Sarah's pointing out this huge, scribbly, super colorful drawing.
The oil pastel? Or
It's
what
just
are they called?
crayon.
Oh, it's crayon.
It's like these rainbow crayons that are
Oh, yeah.
an amalgamation of a bunch of
Yes.
different crayons.
Yeah.
And they're literally in the shape of a rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know them. And so, yeah, I did that in my art therapy.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
And I really love it. And I was like, yeah, I actually want to bring it home and hang it up. And same with that weird sculpture thing.
Oh, that's a sculpture?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a bunch of
That's-
yarn. Sorry.
Honestly, yeah. That is.
It is yarn.
And also, I guess sculpture just kind of is that way.
Yeah. It is just a bunch of yarn.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a bunch of yarn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you?
Okay.
We're both fine. We're fine. We had a fun time at the castle though.
Oh my god, yeah, it was so much fun.
The castle was awesome. We all hung around and chilled and did our own things in the same room together. We jumped in the ocean. The power went out. And
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
we saw a transformer explode and it looked like green lightning.
Like Voldemort was back.
Yeah. We were in the hot tub when it happened. And the hot tub was mediocrely warm because we accidentally...
Tripped the breaker.
Yeah. On the hot tub.
Allegedly.
And so then we had to allegedly turn it back allegedly on.
Yeah.
And then it was allegedly heating up for like 24 plus hours.
Yeah.
And it was still just bath water. But we were like, well, we'll take it.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, do I just have really hot baths or why is this hot tub cold? You know? Like, do I just like have baths that are the same temperature as hot tubs?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh my god, Jamie's landlords are being so
They're just vacuuming. I'm sure no one will hear it.
No,
but we can hear it.
But we can.
And if you hear it, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
going to take a
we're
sip of my
okay.
tea.
Our holiday season was pretty chill. As you guys saw, Jamie got me she made me a Ghoul Society sweater, but she also got one for herself.
Woohoo!
So now we
Yep.
have our own merch, if you will, except it's just ours.
Yeah. But we have been thinking about making actual merch. Our manager...
Who, us?
Montana.
Oh, Montana.
Our manager,
he's our
Montana. If this ever actually blows up and we need a
Montana.
manager,
Montana.
he's the manager.
Yeah, he's so good.
He
with
kind of already
stuff.
is, yeah. Which actually kind of reminds me of Karen and Georgia.
He's our Steven.
No,
he doesn't
he's
do it.
he's our Georgia's husband.
Oh,
Who
Vince.
does like, yes.
Yeah.
He's our Vince who does all like the live show stuff and
Yeah.
all the booking and planning and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He really is our Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Montana apparently made a really cool merch design
Yeah.
and he was going to surprise Sarah with that.
But then I figured out that he was going to make me merch for Christmas and then he decided not to get it. And
Yeah.
I was actually pretty bummed because even though I knew what it was, I didn't know what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I just surmised with my coworker that he was going to be making merch because he was like, well, I can't. He was like, oh, I'm working on Jamie's Christmas present. And I was like, well, what is it? He's like, I can't tell you because you're getting something similar. And I was like, oh, so you're making us merge. And he was pretty upset.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I still haven't seen the design.
Yeah.
Well, so it's still a surprise.
Yeah. And this one, I actually don't think, like, the one that we're wearing, we cannot replicate.
No.
Because technically, I stole this little splash from the internet, and it was like, you can't sell anything that you steal. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. But, like, it's literally a PNG ink blotch splash. Like, it's very, I don't know, it's whatever. It would probably be fine. But just to be super careful.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But it's great for us, and no one else in the world has them, so.
That's right.
It's pretty freaking
It's just
cool.
ours. But yeah, merch, if people actually want merch,
yeah.
all 25 of you. We hope we still have all 25 of you around.
We have more followers than that on Spotify now, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
think so.
amazing.
And we have a couple on Apple.
And we love each and every one of you so much.
Oh my God, yesterday I was looking at Audio Boom. Not yesterday, but on January 2nd, for some reason, there's 19 listeners on that day.
What?
And I'm like, what? Why is it so high on that day?
That's amazing. And what are we at for all-time listeners?
Like 780. Almost 800 listens.
That's so great. When we reach 1,000, me and Sarah will go again to Pagliacci's. That's apparently the spot. Like, now we can only go there.
Why can't we?
I don't know.
We could go to El Terrazzo, and it's.
Oh, okay.
But that's like the expensive Italian restaurant.
Oh. I mean, yeah, like it's coming out of our pockets anyway, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for waiting during our little break.
Yeah, I thought that maybe we would release an episode the first week back for January, but to be honest, probably not, because then I'd have to edit all day.
That would be tomorrow.
Today. I do that for most of our episodes. Did you know that? I edit all of them. Like, I usually edit them
the day
we record, and then they're released the next day.
No, they're released usually the following week.
No.
Sometimes.
No, like, I will edit. So this week, if we were to release an episode tomorrow, it would be mine. Mm-hmm. So we would record mine, and I would edit mine first, and then release it, and then I would edit yours. True. And then yours would come out the next week.
Right. But then if we get ahead, then at least we're 2 weeks ahead. Anyway, this is blam, 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 blam. Shop talk. Talk and shop.
Anyway, so sorry, but also thank you, because we really needed this mental break.
Yeah, it was a much needed break.
Yes.
So I was working on my story last night, listening to that spooky music that you just heard at the beginning of the show by accident.
Okay.
I don't know, listeners, if you heard it, but definitely my sister. I was like, wait, what's that sound? It's just like drowny, ambient, spooky music. And I was getting pretty spooked.
Okay. I'm Radicus.
Take a picture.
It's poking out.
Let me see. Okay, that's pretty cute.
Yeah,
that's
pretty cute.
Sarah will put that on the Instagram feed at some point. My little stuffy Radicus is underneath my laptop, and he's poking out. So he'll make sure that you don't get scared.
Great.
Okay,
I'm ready. Wait, is that all we're gonna say? Great.
That's all I really have to say, I think. I've been doing a lot of weaving. I finished knitting my pair of socks that I've been working on. I'm wearing them right now. Sorry, I can't show you better. And then I immediately started another pair because I need to be knitting socks all the time. It's just an easy one that I don't really have to think about. Like, I know the pattern off the top of my head, so I can just
turn your mind off.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of it. School starts
nice.
in 2 days.
Are you excited or no?
I am really excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a little bit nervous for it because it's really, really intense. Hopefully this semester isn't as intense as last semester. Yeah. So we're going in with the most positive mind that I can conjure up right now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
Nothing happens in my life.
Okay.
Christmas was good. And
How was New Year's? What did you do, actually?
I was asleep by 10:30.
Okay. That's
because
what I kind of wish that we did.
Montana was working, and my friends
Are not here.
They just moved. Well, they moved back that day.
Oh, I see.
And you were away, and so I was like, great, what do I do? I had a drink at 9:30, and then I was like, I'm exhausted. I had laid in bed. I read my Kindle and was asleep by 10:30.
Honestly, yeah. We were on Saturna Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is what I feel about New Year's, is that it needs to be canceled. Can we cancel New Year's? I'm over it.
I feel like a lot of people that I've talked to have been like, yeah, I just had a pretty chill night in, and I was asleep before midnight.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I'll do that from now on, and just do what, like, I'm gonna treat it like my birthday, where I just get to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, I just had a really good sleep, so
yeah,
honestly, it was just a good way to bring in the new year and get like 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, you can tell your story now.
Okay. On the dark, cold night of December 15th, 1900, Sarah immediately yawns. She's like, I actually don't care.
Sorry.
No, just kidding. The American... I can't even get through one damn sentence of this show. The American steamship, the Arctur, the SS Arctur, passed silently by the Flannan Isles in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. Sarah gave me a look.
I don't know this.
You might.
I don't think I know.
Captain Holman knew of the Flannan Isle Lighthouse, located on the highest point on Eileen Moor, which is the namesake of one of the isles. But on this dark night, there was no light to be seen. The moon was a waxing crescent and not bright enough to emit much light, if seen at all, through the winter fog of Scotland. A little fun fact for you, the moon sign for this day and year was Aquarius, an astrological sign associated with air, yet its symbol shows a water carrier, who is someone who historically collected and transported water.
Oh.
So, you know, like, we're on the ocean. There's a lighthouse.
Yeah.
The moon is an Aquarius.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Though the captain notices the lighthouse was eerily dark, there was nothing to be done in that moment, so he continued into the port of Leith in Edinburgh before his message was passed on.
Wait, the lighthouse was out?
Yeah. However,
that's not good.
The Northern Lighthouse Board was never told of this incident.
Uh-oh.
And many days would pass before anyone made their way to the Flannan Isle Lighthouse.
Oh no.
Where 3 lightkeepers, Donald MacArthur, Thomas Marshall, and James Ducat, would soon be found missing. You don't know this story?
I don't know. Did Shane and Ryan do it?
Yes.
Oh, then yeah, I do know. I was like, it kind of sounds
familiar. I knew you would know it because of them.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done it, but
it's been a long time since I've heard of it. So I like completely forget.
Yeah. And I thought it's been 125 years.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Still unsolved.
And like it's January, so it's close to that kind of spooky time.
Yeah.
Spooky January. January as a spooky time, truly.
January is the new spooky time because everyone's sad and poor.
Yes.
And there's nothing
we
to look
hereby
forward to.
Name January as the new spooky time.
Hear ye.
Hear ye. That's what I was going to say. So, originally used by sheep herders, the Flannan Isles were said to have magical powers that imbued the sheep who grazed there with the ability to produce twins, thus providing herders with more sheep and more financial value.
Okay, pop off. Isles.
However, herders knew of legends of water sprites, storm kelpies, and blue men of the Minch.
Oh.
So as to not tempt fate, herders would never stay overnight on the Isles. This all changed when in the 1890s, the Northern Lighthouse Board decided to construct a lighthouse on Eileen Moor, which is the largest of the 7 isles that makes up the Flannan Isles. This area was known for its intense weather, constantly being battered by the Atlantic Ocean's waters and winds. The lighthouse was completed on December 7th in 1899, and would be consistently operated by crews of 2 to 3 men at a time. There was no wireless communication, So lighthouse workers would have to rely on semaphore, which is a method of visually signaling with flags or bright lights. This would only be useful on clear days, obviously, because the men at this lighthouse, they didn't use lights, they used a flagging system.
Oh.
So if there was a storm and someone needed help, they would most likely not be seen.
Great. What's the fucking point?
Exactly. So 1 year after the lighthouse had been built, we come back to where our story started in December 1900. 11 days after Captain Holman saw that the lighthouse was dark, the Hesperus, which was a boat. I don't know why I said it like that.
A boat?
A boat.
Okay.
Okay. And I literally... Let me retry this sentence.
Okay.
The Hesperus set sail, a relief vessel. Is that better?
Yeah.
That was heading for the lighthouse on its usual routine visit. It was intended to leave on the 20th, but due to unknown reasons, presumably bad weather, because this is a super stormy time of the year,
Yeah.
it left on December 26th, carrying fresh supplies and Joseph Moore, who was swapping places with one of the lighthouse keepers. When they arrived on Eileen Moor, they sounded the horn to get the attention of the keepers, but no one came out to greet them. Trying again, they fired a flare, but still nothing stirred on the land.
Oh, I'm getting chills. I'm scared.
Moore was sent ashore. You like that?
Yeah. That made my brain tickle nicely.
And he noticed no boxes were ready to be picked up, and there wasn't a flag on the flagstaff either. But nothing else appeared amiss. Everything was where it had been. The entrance gate, entrance door, and main door to the lighthouse were all closed. The kitchen door was open to the rest of the building, so the kitchen, like, inside the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Which maybe would have been normal, like, people usually leave doors open.
Yeah.
And the fireplace was found dead cold, as if it hadn't been lit in days. Every clock in the lighthouse was also stopped, which meant that they hadn't been wound as they should have been. I know it sounds really spooky, like all the clocks stopped, but it's because clocks had to be mechanically, like they were mechanical clocks. They weren't like battery power or plug-in,
I've always wondered how the clocks used to be able to do that.
Same
They
with
had
like
to wind them?
Yeah. You know those old mechanical watches as well that you have to wind? I think it's like some kind of spring gear system, so you have to like
you
wind it up
to
so
like
that it...
midnight or 12 or whatever, and then it starts the day? How does that work?
No, you're not winding the time. You're winding like the mechanism that drives the hands around the clock.
Oh, so you just have to remember to keep winding it every day?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so
You
like
got
you
it.
wake up, wind the clock.
Yeah.
Start
I
your
don't know
day?
if it's every day.
Oh.
I think every clock is kind of different and watch is different. But
Literally don't know why. I never thought of how clocks
yeah.
used to work. I was just like, yeah, I don't know. There's gears in them, and they were like,
They just go
hello,
around.
what is driving it?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Well, now it's usually batteries.
Yeah.
But like even really, you can get like really fancy expensive watches that are mechanical as well.
Oh.
So you still have to wind them.
Oh.
So it's like, that's also where the term of like someone's watch being slow or a clock being slow
yeah.
is because it means it's slowing down. So you need to rewind it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Rewind. Not rewind, like not
Yeah, but
be kind rewind, but
But you gotta wind it up so that it keeps going.
that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the clocks
The clocks were stopped.
were stopped because no one had wound them.
Yeah. But
Got
to
it.
like when I heard that, I was like, that's really scary.
That is scary, but now it makes sense.
Yeah. Moore is quoted saying, "I then entered the rooms in succession, found the beds empty just as they had left them in the early morning. So they were made." Feeling eerie, Moore returned to the Hesperus to get more men to aid in his search of the missing keepers. Moore and 3 other men were left at the lighthouse while the Hesperus went back to the mainland
Fuck that.
to telegraph the Northern Lighthouse Board and let them know the situation they were facing.
Fuck that. You get onto an island, you're like, hey, I gotta switch out with one of these keepers. And then you have to be left there with 2 other people when 3 people had just disappeared?
Yeah, I know.
No.
I know, it would be so scary. I would not. But at least there's 4 of you. But 3, yeah.
But 3 people just disappeared.
I know.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't stay.
At least he's not. At least they didn't leave him alone.
No, I think legally, I know they said crews of 2 to 3. I think they have to legally have 3. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't look deep enough into that.
Okay.
The telegraph sent by Captain Harvey to the NLB, which is the Northern Lighthouse Board, okay, from here on out, I'm going to say NLB, read, "A dreadful accident has happened at the Flannan. The 3 keepers, Ducat, Marshall, and the Occasional, have disappeared from the island. The clocks were stopped, and other signs indicated that the accident must have happened about a week ago. Poor fellows, they must have been blown over the cliffs or drowned trying to secure a crane or something like that."
What?
That's what the telegram said.
What's the crane in the water?
There's like a crane by the lighthouse, so I think it would like go over kind of the edge and like lift. Well, I don't know,
like
because you wouldn't want the ship to get that close. I don't quite.
Is there like a dock? How did they get
I'll
the ships?
pull up a picture for you.
Yeah, like is there a dock or something? How did the ships get, or did the ships go off in the distance and then they take a rowboat into shore?
Yes, it's more like that.
Oh, okay. So maybe they fill up like a rowboat of shipments.
This is what it looks like. It still exists. You can still go there. We can still go there.
We should go there. Oh.
So like there's that there's below the outside entrance.
Yeah.
There's the 3 men.
Okay.
There's not really a good picture of like the outside.
I kind of want to be a lighthouse keeper.
Really?
Oh, there's like train tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, trolley for like a cart.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you actually want to be a lighthouse keeper?
If I was with someone else, why not?
Okay.
I'm
so scared of lighthouses for some reason.
Because they're isolated and...
Yeah, and there's so many spooky tales about lighthouses.
Yeah, but if you're with someone...
Yeah. 3 of them were together.
Yeah, but that one's really isolated. And
That's
that
true.
also was in the 1900s.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, aren't most lighthouses really isolated? That's the point of them.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. The one at Ross Bay is pretty close to the land.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. The following day, on December 27th, the men continued searching for any clues that could aid them in understanding what took place and when it happened. On the West Boat landing, they noticed it was extremely damaged.
Oh.
A box that usually held tackle and mooring ropes was fully gone, and iron railings had been broken off. So this is also where the crane would have been as well. This damage was detailed in the keeper's log, which means that it wasn't actually related to the disappearance directly, as it was penned by one of the original 3 keepers.
Okay.
The men also noticed a lifebuoy that usually hung along the railings had been ripped from its spot, which stood 110 feet up in the air. However, Mike Dash, who's a Welsh writer and a historian who wrote about the Flannan Isles Lighthouse mystery, found that there had been instances of waves reaching up to 300 feet onto the lighthouse before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So 110 feet wouldn't actually be that crazy.
Yeah, if there was like a huge storm,
yeah,
it makes sense that waves be crazy.
That's what, remember you and I were talking about that before? Like on those crazy fishing boats?
Yes.
Yeah. And the waves are like actually crazy.
Yeah.
Like so crazy.
Enough that the ship goes up and then it goes...
That was
and then they go like under the water.
Yeah.
Into the next wave and then they just shoot back up. Yeah. So scary.
I would be puking so much.
I think I would be unconscious from fear. And I'd probably shit my pants.
Also same, actually. Good point.
I wouldn't know what was going on.
Unconscious from fear. I relate so hard to that.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Searching further, Moore determined that his co-workers had left behind a few things, confusing the narrative even further. He noticed that MacArthur left behind the only coat that he was known to wear, but the other 2 coats were gone, like the rubber jackets.
Yeah.
The keeper's logs that were discovered had the last entry written on December 13th. However, there was writing on the chalkboard that was dated from December 14th and 15th as late as 9 a.m.
Okay, that's kind of weird though.
Yeah.
Like, their job is to put it into the
log.
The log, yeah. The ledger. That's weird.
The logs noticed that morale had been low,
Oh.
and strong, intense storms and winds were taking place. However, these storms were not reported anywhere else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it like a Bermuda Triangle situation?
Kinda, yeah. There were additional logs written by Marshall noting that the storms had been so frightening it had caused the men to pray. He described Ducat as being very quiet in recent days, and that MacArthur was crying. The final entry claimed, "The storm ended, sea calm, God is over all." There seems to be...
I don't... Oh, my body just... Oh,
I know.
I don't like that.
So there seems to be mixed reviews on whether or not these logs are actually real, but the lore added here paints a picture of something powerful and almost like biblical, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense too, like all of that damage occurring, and then also, like we said, it does happen, but also to have their log say how scary it was. Like, obviously the waves were crashing onto the lighthouse, and the lighthouse like isn't even right on the...
No, it's actually
cliff.
so high up.
Yeah, it's like far inland on the isle.
Yeah, I know.
So
It's
those
crazy.
are fucking massive waves.
Massive. Yeah. So remember when we were talking about the signaling for communication, right?
Yeah, the flags. Stupid flags.
There was a man. His name was Robert Mackenzie. He was a gamekeeper, and he was paid £8 a year to watch communication with the lighthouse.
£8 a year?
Yeah.
Did he have another job?
He was a gamekeeper. I mean, this was 1900. Let's look. Do you want to guess?
£8 a year?
It's a small job.
Okay, but that can't be his only job.
No, he's a gamekeeper.
What does that mean?
Like he keeps games.
saying
He's a gamekeeper.
I just keep saying it like I know what that means in 1900.
Okay, so it means that you like raise animals for meat and then sell them.
Oh,
Like he's game animals. He's like a farmer.
He's a farmer.
But an animal farmer.
Yeah,
It's different.
How is that different from like a cow farmer?
Okay, I'm going to look up an actual definition for you.
That's literally like, oh, he's a pig farmer. He's a sheep farmer. Like, he did, you know?
Okay, so it's exactly what the name says. A person employed to breed and protect game, typically for a large estate. So like birds, wild animals,
Okay.
like deer and stuff.
Okay, so
Like maybe wild sheep because it's Scotland.
but that's for an estate. So is it his estate or is it...
No, probably not.
Oh.
It's just a low life.
Right. So, but he's still only getting paid £8 a year.
Yes, but would you like to guess how much that is now?
$5,000.
Let's see. How do I actually look this up?
£8.
1900 to
2025. Oh, Happy New Year. Happy 2025. We didn't even
Happy
say
New
that.
Year. Happy New Year. Okay, what was your guess?
Like $5,000.
No, like only 1,000.
Oh, pounds or...
Yeah, 1,000 pounds, which is like 2,000 monies here.
Okay, so he must have like room and board wherever he's keeping these game.
Like, that's not what he gets paid for his game. That's just to look at the lighthouse.
Yeah, I know that.
I think it's a respectable, well-paid job.
It's my side hustle.
It's his side hustle, exactly.
But he can't even see the flags.
I know, so listen to this.
So he gets paid
Listen
for
to this.
nothing.
I know, because when investigators checked in with him, he said,
Oh no.
he couldn't actually see the tower between the 7th and the 29th.
Sorry. Wait.
And the last time he saw the light was on the 12th and the 26th when Moore had relit it.
Oh my god.
And to make matters worse, he didn't actually report this to the NLB,
Oh,
which
no.
was literally his only job.
Did he get fired?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
He's just like, yeah, I'll take that $1,000 a year. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Doesn't actually do
and
his
then
job.
he didn't even do it. He literally had one job
I know, he had one job.
to report things happening to
Yeah.
the NLB, and he just didn't do it.
No.
What
No,
the
he didn't.
hell, man?
He's like, I can't see it, so I'm not going to report anything.
Maybe you should tell them, hey, I can't see the lighthouse from this day to this day.
I know. You want to know something else about that?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, before the men were sent to the lighthouse, one of the men, Ducat, he had asked the lighthouse board superintendent if they could do an experiment to see how long it would take someone to notice a signal from shore and respond appropriately. But this experiment was never approved.
Oh.
So Ducat was like, hey, do you think we could actually like test out this system before we like go out there for like 3 weeks at a time? And the NLB's like, nah, no problems.
They're
and then you
like-
got Robert McKenzie being like, thank you, I'll take that money and I'm never going to look at the lighthouse again.
Oh my God.
I mean, who knows? He probably, like, we're not going to, I mean, this was 125 years ago. He's well gone. He's probably a great guy.
Probably. He just was like, well,
He just made some
can't see
mistakes. I mean, also, like, he would have had to send a letter or telegram if he had a telegram machine. What's it called? A telegraph?
Telegraph?
Wait,
What?
what's a now I'm confused. What's the difference between a telegram and a telegraph?
Isn't a telegraph what you use to send telegrams? Or is a telegraph for Morse code? Is a telegraph a beep, 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 beep?
That's a good point. Let's see. So a telegraph is the system for transmitting messages. I think the telegram is the actual message itself. Okay.
I think so.
So that's what. Yeah. So did
Frickin'
he even have a
nailed it.
telegraph to send a telegram? We don't know.
We don't know, but I mean, it depends on who he was working for as gamekeeper. You know?
Yeah.
If they were wealthy, maybe.
Maybe. Exactly.
Maybe he couldn't get away from his game. You know?
His little game. He couldn't get away from it. His game of game. Yeah.
No, his animal.
I know. His game of game keeping.
Oh.
It's a game. Life is just a little game.
It is. Life is dumb.
We're going to get into the theories.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Theory 1. A rogue wave.
Yeah, that's the most... yeah, I mean, that's the most plausible, right? Is that they just got swept away by the ocean and tragically drowned.
Yeah, so 2 men could have been outside, 1 inside, and the one inside probably saw them fly away, ran out to help, and then also got swept away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were probably just caught off guard. Like, that is the most likely theory. And it makes sense because one of the jackets was left, right?
Yeah.
And so
one
it makes
inside
sense if
and
2
he
of
runs
the men,
outside.
Yeah, if 2 of the men had their jackets on and they were outside working on something and they got swept away.
Yep.
And then the other man is like, fuck.
And just runs out.
Just runs. Yeah, because you're not going to put on your jacket before you do that. And then he probably got swept away too, trying to help them.
Yeah.
Yep. So
how tragic. Their last moments were that's like very likely what happened. And that's what their last moments were, and no one knows.
And the thing is, no bodies were ever washed ashore.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the ocean.
Yeah, it's true. It's the Atlantic. They probably got eaten by something.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing of that is that it makes sense as well because the butt of Lewis.
What is that? What's that?
It's a geographical thing. Like, it's a location.
That looks like a butt?
I guess so. And it was close by, and it was known as the windiest place in the entire UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's theory 1.
Okay, theory 2,
Theory
aliens.
2. Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
1 or more of the keepers could have had a psychological breakdown.
Yeah, based off of their logs, I feel like that's also pretty...
Yeah, and like in most
likely.
like lighthouse movies. You know The Lighthouse?
I've never seen a lighthouse movie. And I never will watch one because that's scary.
You should watch the one by, what's his name, Robert Eggers. It's so well done. It's beautiful.
It's scary?
So, yeah.
Well, I'm not
It's
watching
not
it.
scary. It's like psychological.
I don't like that.
I think it's based off the story. It must be based off the
Really?
story. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, some kind of like little things that corroborate that is apparently the morale was low, right?
Yeah.
That was described in the logs. They think maybe one keeper killed the other two, pushed them off the cliff, and then killed himself. They also think that it could have maybe been a romantic relationship that had gone bad.
Okay.
However, there's no indication of violence found on the island at all. So, and also we don't even know if the logs are real. So,
How do we not know if the logs are real? No one took them? Like, where
know,
did they
that's what
go?
I don't
Did someone burn
understand.
them? Why would they ever be thrown out?
I don't know. I think
That
it's
just
kind of
doesn't make
like
sense.
a game of telephone type of thing, and now no one knows, and they probably got lost to time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think, but also, like, I don't know. I feel like it's quite hard for one man to kill two other people
Yeah, I know.
without one of them being like, what the fuck, and like fighting back.
Yeah.
How do you just kill one person and the other one just doesn't notice until you kill them too? Like, what?
I know.
I feel like no.
Unless they were like both outside working on things in separate areas.
Yeah.
So
Kills one
yeah.
without making any noise.
I guess so.
Like, if you're pushing someone off of a ledge, cliff, whatever it is.
unless you kill them first. And
Yeah.
then push them off. Like kill
yeah.
them with
And then
something.
but then you'd have to keep the other one away from the water because their body would float
yeah.
for a while until it got full of water.
I know, it's true. It's not really a very tight theory.
No.
Okay.
Too many holes.
Too many holes. Too many pole holes. Not
Yeah.
enough pole holes, but too many holes. The third theory is supernatural. So, like we said in the beginning, there are legends of water sprites, blue men of the Minch, or storm kelpies, which are strong, green-haired creatures that live in caves and sink ships to collect sailors. So they're kind of like sirens,
Yeah.
but a little bit different.
They
They
don't
don't
lure them.
sing. Yeah.
Right.
The only hope for survival would be to have the last word in a rhyming duel.
What? That's how you survive the
That's how you
kelpies?
survive.
Damn.
that's right. Yeah,
It's pretty hardcore.
I know. Allegedly, when Moore entered the lighthouse building upon like coming back and trying to find those guys, right? 3 large birds flew away. And
Oh.
people think that these could have been the lighthouse keepers who were punished for violating supernatural power of the island. Because remember how it's magic?
yeah.
And that people shouldn't stay overnight there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So that's the supernatural theory.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth is alien abduction.
I mean, classic.
Yeah.
Classic theory could have happened. We don't know.
We don't know.
No one knows.
No one knows. That's it. That's the whole theory.
It's just aliens.
Just
yeah.
aliens. Yeah. So this story has inspired songs, stories, poems, and even an opera. I found a poem on the website of the National Records of Scotland, written by Wilfred Wilson Gibson, titled Flannan Isle. So here's the poem. Though 3 men dwell on Flannan Isle to keep the lamp alight, as we steered under the lee, we caught no glimmer through the night. Aye, though we hunted high and low, and hunted everywhere, of the 3 men's fate we found no trace, or of any kind in any place, but a door ajar and an untouched meal, and an over-toppled chair. That's it.
Dang.
So part of the other pieces of the lore, which has been debunked,
Is that there was food out?
yeah, is that there's like a left out meal.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we talked about the kitchen door, a toppled
Yeah.
over chair.
Yeah.
But these were not true.
Oh,
This is
okay.
just like embellishments to the story.
Right. Okay.
We may never know the truth of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse mystery, and it will continue to capture the interest of those who love the eerie and spooky, and who want to believe in something more to blame than the intense winds and waters of the Atlantic Ocean along the Outer Hebrides of Scotland.
Damn. That's pretty crazy and scary. And also, I looked up that movie, The Lighthouse, and I don't want to watch it because even the stills look spooky.
I know. Because it's filmed in black and white. It's filmed in a square ratio.
Yeah.
It's filmed on film.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers also did The Witch, which that would probably really scare you. But that one's one of my favorite films.
Too scary.
So I watched it when I was living in Salmon Arm.
Mm-hmm.
In the valley, in the woods. And after I watched it, I was legitimately so scared for like over a week straight because I just kept thinking about the movie, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, but at least you're with Mom.
Yeah, that's true.
And dogs.
Yeah, and I was with another guy at the time.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so that's my story.
Wow, thank you. That is really spooky ooky, and now I'm gonna be thinking about that.
Yeah.
I often think when I see a lighthouse, I'm like, damn, people really used to have to light them.
I know.
Now they're just bulbs,
electronic,
and people just have to go change the light bulbs every once in a while.
Yeah, it's true.
But having to keep that also, having to keep that thing lit in storms must have been really frustrating, because I'm sure water, like a little bit of water, must have gotten in.
Yeah.
Because back in those days, like...
It's true. Well, it's so high up. Here's another photo that kind of gives you good perspective.
Oh, it is on the cliff, kind of.
Yeah. If that actually is the one.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Also, lighthouses.
Those cliffs.
Yeah, heights.
I know.
Maybe I could never be a lighthouse keeper.
Funny. Yeah, so also rest in peace to those 3 men and all other lighthouse keepers. That's a really hard job. Also just the isolation of it.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why they tried to keep it in groups of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
3 I think is a better group.
Yeah.
Than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because then there's like that offset person, you know, in case the 2 people
and how long were they there? 3 weeks? So like a month? I think
so. Like 2 to 3 weeks, I think, was the turnaround period.
Right.
So, yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, like, yeah, it's isolated, but you have other people there.
It's true.
So how does that,
but
how would it drive you insane?
If one person starts to kind of
break down,
then I think it kind of becomes like, what's it called? Contagious.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
That's true.
So,
but yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, now I'm scared, and
you're welcome.
I'm going to be thinking about it a lot because it's been super rainy and
I know,
like spooky here.
I get so obsessed with lighthouses and ocean stories, so I'm sure there will be more of those coming from me in the next little bit.
Yay!
So thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We hope you had a good and safe new year.
Yes.
And thank you for being patient with us, and we hope everyone had a good holiday, or not if you don't do holidays.
Yeah, I hope had a good December.
Yeah, and hopefully spring comes soon. Even though it's just January, I'm like over the cold.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we hope you keep listening.
And we'll see you next time. Bye. If you have any questions, comments, or your own spooky ocean stories, you can DM us on Instagram at Ghoul Society Pod, or you can send us an email at ghoulsocietypod@gmail.com.
You can find the show notes of each episode in the episode's description, as well as any trigger warnings that might be in each episode.
Thanks.
Give us a rate and a review if you love the show. Subscribe to us if you haven't.
We love you.
We love you. Bye.